It's the Fingerbang Radio Show live out of Ottawa, Ontario with your hosts Mitch and Brandon. Of course, I'm doing an exam because I thought, I'm going to get an education and be somebody. So sitting with me in the studio today, our new production director who's going to be in charge of getting all our commercials and everything done and set up and ready to go. Musician, handyman, male model.
Shut up.
Matt Francis joins me in the studio. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing all right. As good. I'm getting by.
You getting by, are you?
Yeah.
So I brought you down today because, of course, Brandon dropped out on me because he had to do an exam. Of
that school thing.
Yeah, that whole university wanting to learn bullshit that I don't understand. I am turning my mic right now, which is very unprofessional, but whatever. I don't care. It's my show. Okay, there you go. So, yeah, I brought you down. So I have kind of brought you on as like an unpaid employee almost of Cake Talk Productions.
Happy to help.
To do production work, because we do a lot of work. If people don't know, Matt's been on the show before. We do go to school together, actually, in the radio broadcast program, and me and Matt have worked a lot in production, design, stuff just creating
basic
splitters. Basic tomfoolery, basically just sitting in a studio listening back to 90s pop music and songs that we would be embarrassed to tell our real friends outside the program that we listen to, but together we feel safe.
Thank God for that.
So, yeah, we've done a lot of work together on production in the past. It's not as much, I think it's like half work and half like
making stupid shit up.
Yeah, like, hey man, like, let's not do this. We'll do it later.
Yeah. Pretty much I run away, go for smoke.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the main idea of the game. But, so I did bring you on as that because we can work pretty closely together a lot of the time because we'll be at school together where there is full-fledged audio equipment to work on stuff.
Yes.
And we can write together and get some stuff done. So that's good. I also am thinking about I'm not even sure if it's solidified, to bring on Andrew Pomfret, who's been on the show before, actually, from the band Weird with Cats, which is it even still called Weird with Cats? Like,
Andrew and me are in an acoustic duo.
Okay.
Which is now known as
Is that a thing, acoustic duo?
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
If you want to call it that.
I will.
It's our jokey band more, Mm-hmm. We get to we sing about rape and stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
And yeah, I know.
It's a terrible band.
We are awful people.
It's not going to last, I'm sorry.
Well.
So yeah, so you guys have been on the show before when we did Podxploitation. You came on and did
couple tunes
for us, which was great, and that show was never actually released because I was too not in the mood to go through 9 hours of mostly drunk people.
Yeah, I don't really blame you.
I'm gonna keep it on hand in case anyone ever does want to hear it and stuff, and I will cut it together, but for right now I'm just in no mood. It was basically a test run because we do have Podxploitation 2 Electric Boogaloo on the way on April 27th.
I'm very excited for that.
You are scheduled as we also have scheduled Ian Mitchell, Conrad Coster, who were on the last episodes. Matt and Andrew are going to come back for another acoustic set, Weird with Cats. And we also have my friend Josh coming in. He's going to bring in all his equipment. He spins electro house music.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I made the invite, I put out a message to all the people I had planned on coming on the show. I said, hey man, my friend Josh is going to come on. He spins dubstep. And he was like, man, I don't spin dubstep. And I was like, I'm sorry. I have no idea what the difference is.
You make noise come out of fancy machines.
Yeah. That's always here. We've talked about that before, where people will be like, and I've talked with that on Ian's first show, where I'll call Skrillex dubstep, and people get really upset. Like, Skrillex isn't dubstep, he's this kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't care.
I'm pretty sure Skrillex is dubstep.
I don't know. Supposedly it's house music, which to me is dubstep. So if you're angry, I don't care. I don't want an email about it or a message. Don't bother.
Oh, God.
So there, Podxploitation 2 Electric Boogaloo is on the way on the 27th, so that's going to be good. We're going to try to go for another 10 hours. It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern on 27th. You're going to be there, so you're crazy too.
I'm aware.
Well, you're not going for the whole 10 hours, though.
No, I'd like to drink alone.
Yeah, that's true. I am going to limit the drinking, because if you did hear the live version, last time we did it, it got really bad. Brandon was on the floor of the studio, yelling his comments and I had to like tell people to shut up and stop talking, and it was absolutely atrocious.
People were just popcorn was everywhere.
Popcorn. People were just eating popcorn, and like it was everywhere, and there was like the whole table was just people had spilt wine all over the desk, and the whole place was a mess. So I'm gonna limit the drinking like slightly, but of course I'm still gonna drink because what is this show without alcohol? I don't have alcohol today. I say we go for another 10 minutes, and then I'm out.
Works for me.
You in?
You want to go get a beer? I'm down.
Yeah, sure. So production director, so that's gonna be fun. So get some new splitters and everything made for the show.
Make it sound all fancy.
Yeah, make it sound a bit fancier. We did have a guy come in from like a FM radio station to talk to us, and he showed us some tips on how to put together
some pretty badass tips,
really badass stuff, like stuff I'd never really like thought of before. Just quick little
possible
things. Yeah, and he was just like, do this, and I was like, what?
It's like the magic of Disney right before your eyes.
I don't think though.
Only without the sex jokes.
True, yeah. I don't think it was that I was amazed, like, wow, that's so innovative. I think it was like, wow, that sounds so much like I'm listening to the radio. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm so used to hearing that where it's like, da-da-da-da-da, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. There's like so many different aspects of how people do stuff, and 90% of it is all horse shit, that it was nice to see somebody who actually knew what the fuck they were doing. Yeah.
He didn't just come in and
he's like, so basically you talk over a beginning of a song, and everybody's like, that's fucking genius.
Yeah. No way, guy. That's cool.
Oh, man. I don't even know. I don't even care.
I was thinking about school in general today. I was on the bus and I was just thinking, I was like, man, school is bullshit, eh? Not like college, because I think college it's more of trades, you know, like it teaches you like a skill.
Jump into a job right afterwards.
Yeah, high school to me, like that's something
Were you looking at the high school girls?
I was. They came to visit the school today, and I couldn't keep my eyes off them.
Bitches.
I was thinking about high school and how much I fucking hated high school, and I'm not gonna just keep complaining and be like, high school was stupid, because everyone does that, but it's just people don't really think about it. I think when they go, they're just like, well, this is, you know, I have to do this, but it's like, I don't think you should have to. Like, be honest. It
actually is like bullshit.
It's very much bullshit. It's a big game, is what it is.
You are fucking playing Monopoly. Every once in a while, you end up in jail. You know, your parents get called in. You know, all that fun shit. No, high school was quite the experience.
Did you do good in high school? Like, did you get good grades?
Fuck no. Do you know how much of a stoner I was in that place? Like, grade 9, I failed 3 classes.
Nice.
Then I started smoking a whole bunch of pot.
They started doing good.
And I did great. Grade 10 and 11. I was like, man, I am awesome. I skipped all the time. But the classes I went to, I was so focused. Like, I happened to care.
Yeah.
But then grade 12, I quit smoking pot. And I failed 3 classes.
Yeah. That's a sign, kids. Do drugs. Do learning.
It's great.
High school rules.
You know, you should... and you know what? That's what all the movies make it out to be, you know?
Yeah.
I never once went to a kegger in high school.
No.
I don't know if anybody had that.
I had parties, like, where I got trashed, but I didn't do...
All this hype of that new American Reunion movie really made me start thinking that high school wasn't like that at all.
It's true. I want to know where there's a school... Like, you realize, like, when you watch, like, Ferris Bueller, you're like, man, I am older than Ferris Bueller was... in the movie Ferris Bueller, when, like, you know, in hindsight, he's like an 18-year-old kid, right? And you're like, God damn it, I'm 20 years old.
And he's lived more than me.
And he stole a Ferrari and then participated in a giant parade.
Which, looking back at, had its moments of gay pride.
Very much so, yeah. I was very down. Like, Ferris Bueller is for the gays, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ferris.
It's a very forward-thinking movie from Matthew Broderick.
Who I wish was in more things. I do miss him.
Yeah. What was he in? Like 2 things?
He played his main roles in life were Ferris Bueller and Inspector Gadget.
Oh, yeah, Inspector Gadget. That was a pretty... Okay, I take that back.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, don't start a sentence with... Inspector Gadget was a pretty good movie. I can already hear them, like, tying up, getting their nooses ready. This fucker believes that it was a good film.
He was in a TV show a couple of years ago, too, was he not?
I have no idea. I don't follow his career. I don't have the updates.
I like to say I thought he was really cool, but it's not like he's Johnny Depp. I kind of can talk about Johnny Depp.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, he was in. Oh God.
Everything.
Yeah, he was in everything. He's like Samuel L. Jackson. He's the white Samuel L. Jackson.
The white Samuel L. Jackson. That's truth. And with less snakes and yelling about them.
Did he? No, he never had a cool movie about snakes. But does anybody ever have a cool movie about snakes? Snakes on a plane and Anaconda are the only things I can think about. And the only good thing about Anaconda was Ice Cube. So
yeah, that's true. Well, away from Ice Cube, because I don't have any Ice Cube news to talk about, back to how much I hated high school. It's a game put on by, I think Staples Business Depot has a contract with the government to keep school going so they can sell Duotangs and Kleenex to
That's a word
elementary
I
schools.
Heard in a long ass time.
What?
Duotang.
Yeah, Duotang. Every time I'm in Staples, like my mother's around, I'm like, Ma, I need 16 Duotangs for all my subjects.
You only ever used one.
Yeah, you only used one because, that's the thing, right? We only used one because we didn't care about school. But there was kids who were like, I need all my Duotangs.
And they actually did. I hated those kids.
You can borrow my marker, just don't press too hard.
Fuck them.
Fuck you.
Oh, God. I remember, and this wasn't in high school, but this was like in grade 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I was awful, with school supplies. Were you the kid who lost everything?
No, I lost everything, yeah.
Fuck. I remember I lost all my pencil crayons, and I only had 2 left.
Okay.
And granted, I'm colorblind, but regardless.
You fucked up.
Yeah. I had lost...
Yeah, that's my question. Here's a question. Matt Francis, joining me in the studio today, is colorblind, which I have a lot of questions. And this isn't like... it's like when you see someone who's like blind and you're like, man, I just want to ask, like, how would you dream? But like for colorblind, like when you went to buy out color pencils, did you ever get in trouble in school? Like you're the kid, they're like, draw this tree, and you drew it purple, and they were like, fuck you, man.
I'm getting to that actually.
Okay.
This is quite fantastic. I had lost all my pencil crayons, but 2 of them.
Okay.
And I'd lost them a while ago. And the girl I sat next to was a fucking vindictive bitch.
Yeah.
And after twice of lending me her pencil crayons, she decided that she would no longer lend me her pencil crayons, because I sharpened them too much, or
okay,
whatever stupid 9-year-old girls think is sin. But
pushing the markers too high.
Exactly. But I'm sitting there, and the teacher said color in this drawing, which by grade 4, I'm kind of wondering about my school, but some color in this picture. So I'm too embarrassed to ask anybody else to borrow their pencil crayons, so I take these last 2, and I color in the whole picture. But being colorblind, I don't really think about it. So when I hand it in, the teacher just was furious at me because I had colored the whole picture yellow and brown.
Yeah.
And
you fuck up.
I just fucked up good. And from that moment on, grade 4 on to grade 12 twice, I might add, was just the absolute worst, because I just had no faith in asking other people for them pencil crayons.
No faith, eh?
I just couldn't do it anymore. Just couldn't do it. It was just the worst.
I remember I was in kindergarten, and this girl borrowed my glue stick, and then she was dumb, so she started running across the classroom, slipped to her knees, and went forehead first into the corner of a desk, and like indented the front of her face. And she was out of school for like a month because they had to like go and like get her all sewed up and shit.
And you were worried about your glue stick?
Yeah, I was like, don't press too hard. it's my good glue stick. That's my good
Everybody
shit.
had their one good glue stick and one bad glue stick.
Yeah, sure.
You know the really shitty ones?
They dry out so you throw it at somebody?
Yeah,
That's
but
a good
there's
time.
those ones that just came dried out almost.
Yeah.
They just didn't work. I think everybody had those.
Yeah. I remember people like argued, they're like, Crayola crayons are the best. Laurentian's the best. And it was the retard. He's like, I got mine at the dollar store. You're like, fuck you, Billy. You fucked up. Your parents are poor and you suck.
Billy's parents made him mustard sandwiches for lunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, that kid has been eating bologna for 7 years now. 7 fucking years he's been eating bologna sandwiches, and he hates himself.
He has no friends.
No.
I had a Billy.
You had a Billy?
Actually, his name was Bruno, but...
Bruno! His name was Bruno? For real? Was that a lie? Are you lying
right now?
His
name was legitimately Bruno.
That's a good name.
I guess said with a French accent. I went to a French school.
Okay.
But...
oh, no. Sure.
Yeah, we'll just call him Bruno.
Yeah.
That kid was weird.
Yeah?
I don't know, he just did the wackest shit. Once he just got totally naked in class.
He got totally naked in class?
Yeah, we were like 8.
Okay.
He just, I think he spilt something on himself, and he was a little bit developmentally challenged, I suppose, but he just took off all his clothes. He just,
yeah.
The teacher looked over when he's pulling down his pants. He's like, what are you doing? He's got totally naked.
Kid, I was in like 2nd grade, and this kid pissed himself. Now that, like, at the starting of the year, and no, it wasn't me. I know what you're thinking, but it wasn't, because I was never that kid.
What was his name, Mitchell?
Itchel. It was Itchel was his name. So at the starting of the year, they were like, bring like extra clothes, in case you're outside and you fall in the dirt or something.
But
it's good to have,
they're saying bring extra clothes in case you piss your pants.
No, yeah, exactly. But essentially what they say is like, in case you get something dirty or you get spilled paint on you because there's paint for some reason. Never give kids paint, okay? That's number one. Kids don't need paint. It's bullshit.
No.
Give them a crayon. Even that, okay? If you're using Crayola, if you're using pencil crayons past the grade 8... That's why I think fucking high school's bullshit. I needed pencil crayons in 12th grade for something, and it wasn't even an art class. It was like a math class.
Was it a math class or was it
it was
geography?
It was a math class. And geography's bad too, because they give you that map of Canada every year, and every year for 7 years, they're like, color in the provinces and mark where the capitals are.
And you're like, fuck, I don't care. Although,
so bullshit.
That was pretty cool for me because there was this really hot girl in my geography class in grade 9. And the coloring the map thing came in, and she's like, "Oh, I'll help Matt." And I know it's just because she didn't really want to, do her own work or whatever. But fuck, she was hot.
Nice. Anyway, so they had told us at the start of the year, like, bring like an extra pair of like sweatpants or something. We'll keep them like in a cubby hole, whatever. Remember cubby holes? That's fucked up too, but whatever. The locker retard. So we had those pants. So I came into the class one day, and the teacher's like, "Can this?" I won't even say his name, but can this guy borrow your sweatpants? And I go, what? Why? And she's like, he had a bit of an accident. I was like, no, he can't. Like, what do you think? Like, I'm gonna get pissy pants sitting in my pants all day with his fucking junk that covered in his fucking gross little kid urine?
Were you exactly the same?
Yeah.
When you were in grade 2?
I don't care. It was stupid. Like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't even like the kid. Like, if it was my best friend and they were like, dude, he had like an accident, right? Like, I'd be like, yeah, give him the pants. But if I don't like the kid, I'll be like, no. That kid right now is probably traumatized. Like, he's in like he's sitting on the couch, and they're like, how do you feel about that? He's like, why didn't you just give me the sweatpants? Like, maybe it was because you were weird and no one liked you.
Maybe if you had been a popular kid, somebody would have given you a pair
Remember
of pants.
at your birthday party where instead of just ordering pepperoni and cheese pizza, your mom got pizza with all these vegetables on it? Doesn't she realize that everyone in the second grade doesn't like vegetables on their pizza?
They're judging you now.
You
didn't have a piñata. That promoted violence.
Yeah, that's true. I
hated
being in
those
class
kids.
and like someone would be like, "Oh, let's watch this movie," and they're like, "My mom says I can't watch that movie," and they just ruin it for everybody because their parents are douchebags. If you had shitty parents, fuck you. I hate people like that with like their parents really protective and shit. Yeah, I never had that.
Well, there's the kids who like parents were concerned, and then there was this like, why don't you like, Mom, can I go to so and so's house? Why don't you bring him over here? Like they didn't trust your parents.
Yeah.
It's like, it was kind of...
Which they shouldn't.
No,
they're meth addicts.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
My family's insane. But for the most part, parents made their kids what they are, and they made them people I hate.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Don't make your kids someone I will hate, because I'm a very, like... I'm crazy, but, like, and I'm an ass, but, like, I'm normal, like, I got a good grasp of what's going on in the world. Yeah. So if I don't like your kid, if I don't like you when I was a kid, there's a reason. It's because you're a weird kid. Yeah. You know? Like, if I don't get along with you, even to this day, if I don't get along with you right from the get-go, I probably won't.
Or ever give you a chance again.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, you fucked up. Like, if I go up and I, like, make a reference or say something and I don't get a certain response back... It's not just me being an ass, it's just, you're a weirdo. Yeah. I know your family, you have a weird house that smells like dog piss, you know? Your parents eat Hamburger Helper on a regular. You know that kid?
I have gross. Never had Hamburger Helper.
Yeah, the weird kids' parents feed them Hamburger Helper. My parents would never in my life serve it to me because they didn't want me to be the weird kid.
And I appreciate that. My parents didn't want me to be the weird kid either.
Yeah, good on them.
Yeah. If every parent were, they get pregnant, their mother gets pregnant, they go, let's not let our kid be the weird kid. This world would be just such a fucking better place.
It would,
But people don't realize that the way that this little things they do make their kids fucked up. You know, it makes the kids fucked up, and then that ruins their kids' whole life experience up until, you know, when they end up working in a cubicle somewhere.
Yeah, and then they go ape shit and like
shoot down
like, oh my god, my mom didn't let me watch fucking Mighty Ducks when I was in second grade, and I'm gonna fuck someone up.
Oh, those families that didn't have TVs.
Oh god,
what the fuck?
I hate when you're going around this day. Do you have satellite at your house?
Yeah,
you do, right?
My dad's house.
Okay, but like you get the idea that there's more than like 60 channels.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll be out, someone will be talking about the show. I'm like, what channel's that on? And they'll be like, oh, I think it's on channel 7. I'm sorry, I don't live in 99. Okay, I don't know that YTV is on channel 19. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me like the name of the channel. And don't be like 763. We all have different things. Like you have cable, you have Bell, you have
Tell me
Rogers,
the station's name.
Yeah, if you're like NBC, I'm like, I can find NBC, but I can't find Channel 7 because that's not a thing.
That is just stupid.
People are the worst for that. That's another one of those weird kid things.
Yeah.
Chris Hardwick, that comedian, he has a joke, and I hate to like say other people's jokes, but it's like if your kid swallows in the middle of sentences, you got a weird kid. Like where they're like, hey guys, do you want to go to Dairy Queen? You know that kid. Yeah. He's a weirdo, you know?
Yeah, I was, you know, I don't like weird people. I don't like weird kids. I'll fully admit that. People freak me out. But I can generally, at the age I'm at now, be somewhat civil with people.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was a fucking asshole when I was a kid.
I wasn't, though. Like, I wasn't. I just could tell people apart where I was like, I don't really... get it. Like, I'm not gonna hang out with you if I don't have to. Yeah,
that was. But when I was a kid, if I was if it was just me, I could spend. But the second somebody I was with was mean to somebody, I would automatically be mean to that person. I remember I got in trouble for drawing on this kid's jacket in grade 4, and the friend I did it with, I did with 2 friends, and me drew on this kid's jacket. One kid just didn't tell his mom or whatever. Like we sent home letters or something. Stating letters. We were in trouble, you know. And we had to get them signed, and one kid didn't even show it to his parents.
Okay.
He was clearly from the weird kids, not the weird kids family, but the badass parents family who just didn't care. My other friend,
a guy in the chat says that they called him. He was actually in my like second grade class. They called you what? Screepy kid? I don't know what that means, nor do I really remember. So cool.
The Screepy kid. Like Screepy? Like
Screepy. I don't know. What's the term
like
Screepy
creepy?
Come from?
Does he mean creepy? Do you mean
mean creepy, Andy? Tell me what you're saying. I want to know.
We're scared.
Not
confused.
Really. I don't really care, but continue. Oh, creepy. They called you the creep. That's not how you spell creepy, bud.
The creepy kid. I knew some creepy kids.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I got in trouble for drawing on this kid's jacket.
Yeah.
And so here I am, drawing on this kid's jacket. And we get in trouble. My one friend doesn't get dessert for the night. That was his punishment.
Oh.
My parents, being who they are, decide, oh, Matt doesn't like this kid because he's the weird kid.
Yeah.
So they made me go.
Fair enough.
Matt doesn't like this kid because he's the weird kid. We get that. But our son's a douchebag because he drew on some kid's jacket, which I realize that now. That was a douche move. They made me go play at this kid's house like one whole afternoon.
That's a fucking lifetime.
When you're 9 years old, a couple hours, it's like death.
Yeah.
And I was playing soccer with this kid, and then I went into his house, and you know the weird kid's house smells funny.
Yeah, like dog piss and hamburger helper.
And sadness. Because, you know, as much as that kid floats around, and you know, it's the kid who kisses his father on the lips.
Yeah.
It's that kid.
Past the age of like
5.
You know, like I don't know, it's just there's this like
that kid.
It's like they don't realize that like kids talk, right? And it's like you may be afraid that your kid's watching The Simpsons, but that's not going to screw your kid up. What's going to screw your kid up more is when you block out The Simpsons and anything any more extreme than that, and then they get like when they're older and they have no reference to anything out there, and they look like retards in front of everyone else because their parents have sheltered them so much that like they're terrified. Like I remember I was like in high school. This guy comes up to me. He goes, "Did you know that guy over there smokes marijuana?" What? No way, guy. This is high school.
His eyes are red all the time, and he speaks really slowly.
We're in New Brunswick. Everyone here does drugs to forget the fact that they live here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You're in New Brunswick. You're not quite
sorry to
in the
everyone
Maritimes.
from New Brunswick, but most people in New Brunswick that I know smoke weed because it's like a small town where everyone talks, everyone's kind of bored. And like the high school I went to, I've said a million times, we were mentioned in High Times magazine, not just once, but twice, because we were the drug capital of New Brunswick.
Nice.
Okay? Like, it's... I don't know. It's like
demoralizing?
That. Yeah. So then when you get to high school, when you're like surrounded by things that aren't like, you know...
Yeah.
Like social studies in 7th grade, you're going to be like, oh my God, there's like, this place is scary as shit.
It's when you run into that 18-year-old kid who knows nothing of sex.
Yeah, that's true. That's a rough one.
You're like, and they don't understand, say, the 69 reference.
Yeah.
And you're like, first of all, have you never been on the internet?
Yeah.
Because if you have, you've seen me. And
Yeah.
I say awful things.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, at a kid who asks really awkward questions about sex because he thinks nobody else would really know either.
Yeah, and you're like, come on, buddy.
Everybody knows.
I don't know. I think once I got an internet connection, my life really took a turn. So, like my life was turning.
I think you say to me on a daily basis when I ask you if you've seen this, you go, I've seen the whole internet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my claim. That's my bio on Twitter. It's like host of this, whatever. Avid complainer, seen the whole internet. Like, it is rare that someone's like, check this out, and I'm not like... And it pisses me off when they show me something on the internet that's, like, way past due. You know?
Charlie Sheen meme?
Yeah, we've talked about that a million times. Somebody makes a Charlie Sheen reference, and you're just like... It wasn't funny 2 days after.
Yeah.
It's not funny now.
Yes, it's just anything. It's the pop culture reference... a year too late.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, you really need to be on top of your shit or don't do it at all.
Yeah. It's embarrassing to listen to. That's number one, because it's like, ooh, you could do so much better with that reference. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, I've compared it to someone saying, "You are the weakest link. Goodbye." Really? Really?
Really?
A show that was on 12 years ago, pre 9/11,
for half a season.
Game show for half a season, and that's like your go-to.
And not even a good game show.
No, but like something people made fun of because it was so shitty.
Today went, if you ask somebody a question and you say like, "What is," like from Jeopardy?
Yeah.
You know, I think that'd be more funny than
yeah,
that.
but
shit.
Jeopardy's still going, and it was big enough that like it wasn't just a joke the whole time. People have made jokes about Jeopardy. That's not.
Yeah,
but
it's
surprising.
Funny. It's still funny. I mean, Alex Trebek is a pretty badass dude.
So Andy, Andy's in the chat, and after we said, "Hey man, that's not how you spell creepy," he goes, "I'm dyslexic. I can't spell worth shit." Oops, sorry, bro. And then my friend Tyler McGrath is listening. He says that if you want to hear about sheltered upbringings, ask me about it next time I'm on. That's true. I remember that. But like now, like Tyler's pretty badass dude. Like he's like all over the place doing awesome shit. But I think
he is the 1%.
You are the 1%, man. Tyler, congratulations, because you escaped from the sheltered upbringing and became a badass character. I'd also like to
apologize right there.
Yeah.
Because I am the 1% is about 4 fucking months old, and that's just retarded.
But yeah, you made a protest joke.
I apologize.
But Tyler, you did break free. Did your parents serve you hamburger helper? Because that's what I want to know. Because if they did, then dude, if you're still eating that, then there's a problem.
I don't know if we can be friends.
You still have a little ways to go, bud. But yeah, I can't stand that. And I think that's like the people who do really good in high school. I think they're sheltered too.
Oh, they must be, because they're never out of the house.
No, but like if it's like if you're really, really, really concerned about high school, I think there's something up there too. Because
you had weird
really,
parents.
high school, I really think doesn't.
I just wanted to get out of
there
there as fast as I could, and it still took me 5 fucking years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking awful.
I really like the day I left for like good. Like I was like, I do never want to come back to this school ever again. I don't want to see it. I hate it. I did some stuff in high school that I had a good time doing. I was in like plays and stuff, but really,
on a whole,
it was every day was I have to get up and go to a place that I can't fucking stand to hang out with people where I'd say good 95% of them, I was like, I don't give a shit if you die. You know what I mean? In reality. And like the select people that I've really, really enjoyed hanging out with. There's people I do hang out with from high school. There's a couple. There's people who I'd love to still hang out with high school, people who listen to the show, who if like I just haven't seen them, haven't gotten together, people I'd actually like to hang out with. But there's people I don't even talk to, and I still have them on Facebook for some reason. It's like, why? There's no point.
I got Facebook after high school. I know that makes me sound old.
Yeah.
But I got it after high school. And I made that one mistake of adding one girl from high school. And now I think I have every single person I ever went to high school with over 5 years on my Facebook.
Yeah.
And I didn't want any of them on there. The people that I wanted on my Facebook were already there. And then just ding, 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 ding. I got like 100 friend requests.
Yeah, it happens quick.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, fuck. I hated all these people.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
It's
maybe I'm just like really vindictive and angry because I didn't get laid in high school very much. Yeah. But I don't know. Could be it.
I'm pretty vindictive of high school because I hated high school. So I think everything that I look back on about high school, I don't like.
Yeah.
For the most part, I think it was just a shitty experience. Like it didn't do much. And I was thinking about this too. It's like people always give teachers all this credit. Like, oh, teaching, it's such like a noble thing to do, and it's such a big job, and they're so brave. It's like, no. When you really, most of the teachers, when you think about it, are really only 4 years ahead of me in education. And I'm telling you, in 4 years, how much more do you really, really know about the world? Okay, I'm 20, and you're how old?
I'll be 23.
You'll be 23. How much more do you really, really know about the world than I do? Is it enough to really justify letting you teach me?
No, I think we could teach each other things.
Yeah.
We have good conversations where we both learn things. But for somebody to stand in front of a group of people and tell me why the fucking door is blue in The Handmaid's Tale can suck my dick.
Yeah, exactly. It's so true. Like, I don't need you to sit there and tell me the significance of a fucking doorknob in a book. Like, teach me things. Like, I said this, I was talking to Kara the other day, and we were talking about how there's certain things you should be forced to take in high school, and I think everyone should have to take an electrical course, automotive, simple plumbing, taxes. People should learn how to do their taxes, and like just basic fixing things, putting together furniture, because there's still people I know to this day who, if their sink fucking breaks, they're going to be like, oh, Jesus Christ, like, let's call someone and get them and pay someone $400 to fix a problem that you could do with a wrench, because they, like, don't know that. And that's me. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of things I don't know about that.
I agreed to a degree with some of the things they teach in high school. I loved English class. I did. I loved reading the books they assigned. But the over-analytical bullshit that came with it was just like, I'm fucking sorry. But Holden Caulfield was just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all he was.
I love that book. To Catcher in the Rye is a great book, but it's like people are like, oh, he's such such a character. He's such a heroic character. It's like, not really. He was a fucking little prick who was like, oh, I hate school, which I guess I'm doing now. But he's like, I'm going to run off New York and get some prostitutes and fucking drink.
And then
pussy out of it. It's like, I don't know. We do, I think, look way too much into things, which is, I guess, fine. But I mean,
but you get to the point, right? I mean, when I was in high school, I took workplace math. I like to think it's not because I'm retarded. I might be, but I figured, they taught me how to do taxes and in that class, and how to figure out like interest on cars and stupid shit like that. I don't need to know what the fuck calculus is. I can't barely spell it. Yeah.
Do you think if I almost failed grade 10 math, do you really think you're going to be like, hey, do you want to do physics? Yeah, I'll really succeed in physics. What the hell?
I'm going to invent new elements.
Yeah, do you really think I got out of high school going, man, know what I want to do? Rocket ship building. No, if I wanted to do rocket ship building, I would have been like, okay, so I got to get my maths done, I got to get my physics done, I got to get my chemistry. Like, obviously I'm interested in it. Put me in. I was thinking, like, last year of high school, I took the most bullshit course. I took creative writing, which I write and I do stuff with that, and I did enjoy that class. So that was good. I took art class, which was basically go to class, and once you get there and the teacher gives you the go-ahead, head to the cafeteria and get some coffee and a bagel, come back and fucking doodle. That was my other class. I took workplace math, which there's academic, say there's like physics, academic, applied, and then there's workplace math.
This guy right here.
You too. I had 6 people in my class. I showed up twice a week maybe, and I got a 90%.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I remember the first test. I'm pretty sure I wrote my name on it, blew my nose into the test, and left it on his desk, and I'm pretty sure I got a 97.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, it's all garbage. You take classes that are so not necessary. I'm looking back to grade 9 here, when they made you take French class. Mm-hmm. I agree with French class only because I speak it a little bit,
okay.
and it's nice to have.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're actually being like, no, you need to take this, because the kids who didn't want to take French and never took it again don't know how to speak it still.
The way I would set it up is, because we are in Canada and it is bilingual country, right? It's like, and there are many other languages, of course, right? Like especially in upper north and stuff. But for the most part,
they let you talk on the radio,
which is crazy that they let me do this. But French and English, so it's like, don't just introduce people to French when they're in like grade 10 and they're gonna learn it for 2 years, know how to like conjugate like 2 verbs, forget about it, and that was a big waste of time. Introduce it in kindergarten and make sure. I think from kindergarten on, it should be immersion for everybody if you live in Canada. Yeah. I really think it should.
That would make a lot more sense.
You know, and introduce it now. It's like if you're past that, you can take it if you want to, but you should not be forced to.
No.
You know?
No. But it's hard to work around that when a kid has been raised in an all English environment. Mm-hmm. You know, that's something. Or even an immigrant, you know? Yeah,
I know. Yeah, that's true.
That's
especially, it's like, say your parents are immigrants and they can, like, they have a grasp of English but only slightly, and then you get to Canada and they're forcing you to go into, not only, you're in English with barely English speaking parents, but then you have to take French too. But as long as the teachers are good at it and it's at a good pace,
a very
good pace of like, you slowly, we're going to intro you to, so when you're in late middle school, high school, you'll be able to communicate in French.
I think
slightly.
That's all anybody really needs in this country.
Oh yeah, so Jesus Christ, even if you're not working at a place where you need to speak French, as long as you can go into a goddamn McDonald's in Quebec and be able to order something,
Yeah, without.
It's just about getting by to me.
Yeah, well, I know enough French that when I went to France. And then when I went to Burkina Faso in Africa, where the main language is French there, I was able to get by. I was able to order a beer and ask where the closest place to buy cigarettes was. Yeah. So I was fine. Yeah. Other than that, I didn't want to talk to people anyway because I was drunk and smoking cigarettes.
I need somewhere to sleep, or I could drink beer and smoke cigarettes, pass out wherever. I'll wake up and just do it again.
You know what? Africa was the best for that because you could buy a beer for 6 cents Canadian.
Yeah, let's go there now. That's good.
Plane's leaving in half an hour. Thanks. You've been listening to the Fingerbang Radio Show.
Yeah. And this show is canceled for here on out.
Coming live from you from Africa.
Yeah.
You thought we were drunk on Podxploitation.
Yeah. Brandon has died of alcohol poisoning in the corner because it's 6 cents for a beer.
But is there any corners in Africa? Because is there any buildings?
Yeah. Round huts don't have corners. Yeah. Did you go to like a bigger city when you were there?
We went to Africa and we Burkina Faso, which is the 6th poorest nation on earth.
Wow.
Oh yes, it's quite something. And you land and you're in the capital, which is called Ouagadougou.
Wanna what?
Ouagadougou.
I Ouagadougou.
You Ouagadougou?
I do.
Ouagadougou.
I do go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's a pretty big. It's a pretty big city. It's about 1,200,000 people or some shit. And yeah, there's big buildings, and the president of the country lives there in this giant house, which is surrounded with a zoo, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But everybody else lives in absolute fucking squalor.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah,
I guess that's everywhere, though. You go to Washington, it's like White House, and then like six like blocks over, it's like, oh Jesus, everyone's dying here. Yeah.
But the White House is so pretty.
Yeah.
Well, the reason
that.
they're all dying 6 streets over from there is all the money went into the Washington Monument, which I'm not quite sure what that is.
What, the big tall one?
Yeah, the one that looks like a penis.
The penis, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I say we sell off. You know what I wish though, because I always thought like in the States, president lives in the White House, which the White House like to me is the Parliament of the States. Which, I don't know if that's right, but that's the way I see it. So I think Stephen Harper, I think Prime Minister should have to live in the Parliament building.
It'd be like he's living in a giant castle.
Wouldn't that be badass though? I think more people would strive to be a Prime Minister and please the nation if they knew that they got to like park on Parliament Hill and just like walk in and be like. Walk around Parliament Hill in their pajamas and shit.
They'd be like, I'm home, bitches.
I'm home, bitches. What do you gotta do? I'm sleeping in the clock tower.
But I kind of feel bad for Obama because other people do work daily in the White House.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the White House isn't that big, but it's big enough that like there's parts.
Well,
of
the
that
West
where,
Wing, you know.
Yeah, there's parts where they're not allowed to go, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't just like. I don't think Michelle Obama's like, I'm gonna get some coffee, walking around in her fucking like nightgown, and then there's someone walking by with files, like, hello, Miss Obama. Like she's like, ah.
But I just feel maybe when you get to the point of being the president and the president's wife, you don't walk around in your pajamas.
Do you think he has like he wears a suit while he sleeps? Well, I think it's time that we go to bed.
Would you like to cuddle?
Would you like to cuddle?
I hope
I don't want to cuddle. This marriage is killing me, and we need a change.
Leave enough room for Jesus.
Yeah, we need to leave enough room for Jesus. Big news, and we're getting into it now because it was the first time I had just heard about it, but Rick Santorum dropped out of the presidential. He pulled out against contraceptives, yet he pulls out, so that's good.
Too bad his father didn't.
If you don't know who Rick Santorum is, first of all, watch the news. That's another thing. At this age, I think you're getting to the point. If you're in your 20s, it's like you should watch the news every once in a while.
Tune in.
Check. Look online, read the newspaper.
I find it possible to masturbate to just about anything.
Anything, right? The news. I hate the news in Canada. For the TV, because I feel in Ottawa, the news in Ottawa every night, it's the 3 same stories every week. It's like an old woman has died in a house fire. OC Transpo has fucked up again, and then something about the budget that Mitchell's should have gone to better math than workplace math because he knows nothing of the budget.
As long as I can still live in my parents' house,
yeah,
I don't care.
Are you gonna tell me that the price of cigarettes are going up? Because Jesus, save my country. Yeah, so Rick Santorum actually dropped out, so that's good because he was like a son of a bitch.
I don't even know.
He's like a nutcase.
I don't know. No, I'm not here to hate on his personal life because I don't know much about it. But his daughter has some form of disease that requires pretty constant medical treatment, apparently.
Yeah.
And he was against all other forms of medical treatment except for what was saving his daughter's life. Okay. So, he's a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
It's
it's like anything, right?
You know what? If it was up to him, you know that Helene Campbell woman who had her lungs?
Yeah.
You know, he probably would have stolen them. And
her lungs?
And given them back to Jesus. He just seems like the kind of guy.
We have to bury these with the people they came with.
Yeah. You know, or giving them back or whatever he wanted to do. He just thank God he's gone. Yeah. He'll probably end up the governor of Alaska or something, but
yeah. They'll be double teaming Alaska hardcore.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like he is a joke in the sense that everything he says, people are like, are you fucking serious right now?
But the thing is, that was us in Canada. The fucker actually had supporters.
Yeah, that's true. I feel everyone in the middle of the United States is crazy, and everyone on the edges is like looking in on themselves like, holy shit. Yo, California, look at this in front of us. Like, New York City's yelling at California, and they're just pointing in the middle.
They're just pointing at Montana?
They're just pointing at Montana going like, are you seeing this too, man? Oh, this is crazy.
Everybody's fat and they like this Rick guy.
This Rick guy. You heard of this Rick guy?
Oh, man, I don't.
That's why I'm happy. I think the majority of the I don't know, but I think pretty much the majority of the population of the States lives on the sides.
Yeah, it's kind of like Canada right along of the border, right?
Yeah, but like I think around the middle, right? Like near the prairie area.
I suppose.
Which is probably like the most like religious-y, like
well,
conservative
that's the same
area.
with Canada, right?
Yeah, same thing.
Gets
right?
very conservative the
Around
more
the
middle west you get.
Yeah, because they're like, we got cows and oil and Jesus.
Well, Jesus helped us find these cows and oil.
Yeah.
Thank God for Jesus.
Thank God for Jesus.
Well,
Thank God for Jesus. Yeah, I think it's the same. I think California and New York, and they're all just like,
what? I don't know. Florida's probably pretty religious.
Yeah, well, that's because all the old people siphon down.
Siphon
in
down
Texas.
into Florida. Yeah, I get that.
Again, I'm talking about the United States, and I know nothing of the United States.
We're just talking out of our asses.
I'm talking out my ass. I think New York and California are on the sides.
They're pretty liberal.
They're pretty liberal towns, I would guess.
Yeah, New York.
I really, especially for things like, because of course he was against like gay rights and stuff, like I really think that's like smoking indoors kind of thing to me, where it's like people remember smoking indoors and it was so commonplace, but now you look at it, if you saw someone walking inside smoking a cigarette, you'd be like, what is happening? My mind is bleeding.
This is my life.
This is crazy. And I think it's gonna be the same for gay rights, where we're gonna look back and be like, can you remember when we were like, no, you can't do that? Like, that's wild that was a thing.
I cannot wait for the day where people are just don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck anymore.
If I see two guys making out, the first thing that will come to me is like, they're cute.
Yeah,
they look
exactly.
good together.
They look good. You guys are gonna have awesomely cute adopted children.
I would rather, I don't see how the person's gender has anything to do with it anymore. I see two good-looking guys make out. I'd much rather watch two good-looking guys make out than an ugly guy and an ugly chick make out.
Yeah, right.
But you see the guys down in Montana, well, Jesus doesn't like this.
Yeah. Well, my Jesus doesn't like ugly people making out. Yeah, that's true.
That's
the way
Bible.
I see it too. I'm like, because I can sit there and go like, that guy's handsome, and I can and even like through a straight perspective go like, that girl's ugly. Yeah. So when I'm like, so I can have two uglies that are opposite sex, but if two really good looking, I'm like, I'll take the two good looking men there.
Yeah.
Or the two good looking girls making out than the two ugly straight couple,
I would much rather that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's...
I really think it is going to be very much like the smoking indoors thing, where like, can you believe that we lived in a world where you could smoke indoors? Can you believe in a world where we were mad at people for doing it in the butt, or just not doing it like in anything?
Yeah, just for not being straight. Can you,
yeah,
can you imagine when we used to just not let those people do anything?
Yeah.
God.
It's crazy.
Our fathers were assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, people are like, this new generation sucks. I'm like, yeah, that was the generation that you raised and may go to high school and hate themselves.
Congratulations, you ruined the world.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I always got that whole thing from teachers and parents and everything. You guys are going to be taking over the world. Well, good fucking job, assholes.
Yeah, you really screwed up raising that generation.
Raising the generation that finds the stupidest amount of entertainment on the internet for hours at a time.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I mean, like, really... when you were younger, did you imagine people your father's age being like, yo, you see this cat picture on the internet, and like being immensely entertained at it?
But I can't wait till I can't wait to see us when we're all in our 70s and still finding any of the memes. I can't think of them right now.
Yeah.
Dolan.
Finding
Dolan fucking For anybody who doesn't know
Dolan is
just the most fucked up.
It's like a webcomic kind of, well, it's not really a webcomic, it's like kind of like it's a meme that's came up about don't look it up. Don't look up Dolan. Don't do it. But
just fuck it.
Just if you see it around, it's terrible.
Just pretend we never talked about Dolan.
Yeah, I'll cut that out later. I'm gonna get you with the neuralizer, Men in Black style. That's what I want to get. I want to get a fake one.
There's a new Men in Black coming out.
I'm excited as all hell.
Yeah,
I love Men in Black.
I fucking just love Will Smith. I would like to see him make out with another good-looking man.
Yeah, get me some sweet Will Smith and his. I hate his wife.
I'm not a fan of
Jada Picket Fence, as I call her.
I'm not a fan of anybody in his family. I mean, but I don't blame his kids for what happened to them. I mean, they're getting pulled into this.
Yeah, of course, right? They have two parents who are insanely big celebrities, right? And it's like, of course, no doubt in the world that
you're
kid's going to be
eventually going to be whipping your hair
back and forth. Yeah, whilst doing karate with Jackie Chan.
You know what? He was in a movie with Jackie Chan. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
Jackie Chan's badass.
I didn't see it. Didn't really care. Whatever.
But I can appreciate it. I don't think I've ever seen any of the Karate Kid movies. I just don't give a fuck.
Really?
No. It really means little to me.
I don't care either, really.
Don't care about much.
Yeah, that's true.
But speaking of absolute stupidity and ignorance, We were talking about this just before we went on. The Twitter sphere yesterday was an uproar because apparently the Titanic is real.
Yeah, people didn't know.
Oh,
yeah.
my fuck.
That happens every when something big happens. Like it happened around Christmas. There was a huge influx of people tweeting my parents didn't get me an iPhone and fuck my parents, right? And people were freaking out, angry.
Oh, are you tweeting this from your BlackBerry, you fucking bitch?
Exactly, right? They're updated through your $1,000 MacBook, right? That you did not pay for either. So it was basically that. Right, and it happened for the Titanic too, where they're did you guys know Titanic was real?
It's no, my God. I saw it on Facebook first of a couple people. Thank God I know at least a couple people who knew the Titanic was real, because otherwise I would shoot myself.
Yeah.
But I saw this and I clicked on it. I'm like, oh, well, it's got everybody in uproar, and it's all these Twitter things, and not that many people can be trolling us.
No,
but
for sure. Yeah. Wow, we're going to get Matt and Mitch and pretend Titanic wasn't real.
Titanic was a real problem, a real thing. I'm like, thousands of people died.
Do you think that will happen for other things? Do you think 100 years down the road, people will be like, hey, you see that new movie, 9/11? And they'll be like, do you know that was based on true events? And we'll be like, fucking Twitter 2.0 is blowing up.
With fucking absolute retards.
Hashtag did you know 9/11 was real is trending right now.
And we, at that point, wish that planes would just fly directly into our homes and kill us.
Kill all our children because they're dumb.
Yeah.
No, but that's true. I think that's pretty ridiculous. Matt Francis has recently gotten to Twitter. If you're just joining us in the studio, this is the Fingerbang Radio Show live, sitting in the studio with Matt Francis. Brandon is on his way, actually. I think he finished his exam, which I thought he started at 7, so I was like, you did a university exam in 40 minutes, so good on you. Or terrible on you, I don't know. So, Matt, recently we introduced you to Twitter, and not only did you introduce you to Twitter, I had Twitter for a long time, but I didn't really use it often a lot. And now, just give me a quick number. How many times are you tweeting about a day, do you think? Not retweets, just tweeting.
I would say I tweet at least 6 very hilarious tweets a day.
Yeah.
Shameless self-promotion. One of my favorite hashtags. But, yeah, I'm tweeting about 5-6 times a day.
Yeah.
Always funny. Follow me, you fucking assholes.
Yeah, follow him, Matt J.K. Francis.
Capital
M. Matt.
Capital J.K.
Capital Francis. And you can follow me too. If you're watching the live stream, the banner going across the top. Can someone confirm that the banner is actually rolling across the top, please, if you are listening? Can people
confirm that they're hearing us?
No, they are. There's people listening.
That they love us?
Yeah. Andy says, there's a country under us? What's this now? Yeah, truth, man. I didn't know either. I thought it was just us and Mexico. So, yeah, we've been tweeting a lot lately. Now, what happened? Big news in the Twitter universe for Matt Francis. A couple days ago, I guess it was about a week ago. Matt tweets, what's the tweet? Just give me the quote of what you tweeted that got stolen.
I tweeted, nothing turns friends into enemies faster than poker, beer, and top 40 radio.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough joke. Not the best, craziest joke.
But
good
it was
joke.
not bad for
People
being
get it.
a couple beers in.
Now, someone went and didn't quote. Now, on Twitter, if you don't use Twitter, you can quote it. So that means you take what it was written, tweet it, and it says who wrote it, and whatever. You can just add to it. That you can retweet it, where you just hit retweet and it takes exactly what they're saying, and you repost it, and it says their name retweeted this by whoever. I guess what happened is Matt posts this thing, and someone just stole the tweet from you and copied it word for word and posted it as their own.
And if that didn't upset me enough, which it did,
yeah,
which is
sad, yeah,
which is brutal ass plagiarism. But the funny thing is, which was actually infuriating at the time, that this person got a whole bunch of response from this tweet.
Yeah, that's upsetting. That's just adding
salt to the wound.
It got retweeted
a bunch of times. A bunch of people favorited it, and I'm going there like, what the fuck? I look at mine. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
The problem with my Twitter is I have that thing where I want to have more followers than I follow people.
Okay.
So I only have 40 followers right now. So my Twitter feed is just boring as fuck.
Yeah.
I got a couple people that I enjoy, but then I'm just like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Like, I really need to start following more people.
What's upsetting is that he complained about this tweet being stolen, not just that day, like, do you know what you did? But for like 3-4 days, and to this day still like brings it up once a day that someone stole a tweet from you.
Yeah, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know, it's a little cold. Cold.
Plagiarism.
But not that big a deal, and you really should man up about that.
Quit
one.
looking at me like that.
It's rough. I want to take a quick break because I have to pee.
I need to smoke.
Yeah, we'll go out in just a second here. You are listening to the Fingerbang Radio Show. I'm sitting here with Matt Francis, and we will be back in just a little bit to finish off the next half an hour or so. We have to head out tonight because you're going to a party. I'm going to a different party. Brandon's
We're
on his
going to text
way.
each other.
We'll text each other about the parties, tweet about them. You know,
all that fun stuff. So make sure you follow us on Twitter.
Oh my God, this song is about me. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that should be good. Do follow us on Twitter. If you are listening, make sure to join the Facebook group at The Fingerbang Radio Show. Just search it on Facebook and you'll find it.
I'm in it. You can then creep me from there.
You can creep him from there and add him as a friend. Is that cool?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Make sure to follow him on Twitter.
As long as you're not the weird kid.
Yeah. And we do have stuff coming on the way. It will be announced eventually about Weird with Cats and
I have my
music
guitar.
that they have. He has his guitar, so we're just gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back in, have Matt play us a song, and then go back into the show. So stick around, everybody. We'll be back with more of the Fingerbang Radio Show. In 1943, two middle-class gentlemen had a dream to bring useless information and penis jokes to the masses. With the help of the new developments of the internet machine created by Al Gore, they set forth to create a program meant to entertain and offend. And so it was.
Unfortunately, the sons of these fine gentlemen chose not to continue their father's legacy. Luckily, years later, the grandsons of these men discovered their grandfather's porn, and along with it, their dream of penis jokes. Now, in the 21st century, the Fingerbang Radio Show returns in marvelous Technicolor with high-quality stereo sound where available.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on uStream. New episodes every Saturday. The Fingerbang Radio Show. PSA time.
So that's when I realized why she kept the Nutella by the bed.
Oh, we did not see you there.
Hello. Here at the Fingerbang Radio Show, we like to have a lot of fun, but here's something that's not fun to talk about.
YouTube parties are an epidemic affecting the youth in your community. According to a new survey of one person, an overwhelming 72% of those asked admitted to having been involved in such parties.
Of that 72%, 93% said it was the pits.
Here's how you can tell you were involved in such a party. You may hear these key phrases.
Guys, I swear, it gets funny at the end.
Oh, I'm up next. I got a really funny one.
This one's not really a song per se.
Okay, I got this one. Have you guys heard of power thirst?
If you hear these telltale signs, here are some steps you can take to disarm the offending computer.
Step 1.
Go to the kitchen sink.
Step 2.
Fill up a pot with water.
And step 3.
Pour the water on the computer. With these simple steps, you can help to avoid YouTube parties.
This has been a public service announcement from the Fingerbang Radio Show. PSA time. So tell me more about that Nutella.
Well, it turns out it wasn't even Nutella at all. Oh, what a beautiful morning. The birds are singing, the bees are buzzing, my wife is dead. The only thing that could make it better is if the Fingerbang Radio Show did another Podxploitation.
You got it, fucker. The Fingerbang Radio Show is at it again. Coming at you with special guest Ian Mitchell, Raw, Conrad Kosker, Raw, and Mitch and Brandon.
Well, that's okay, I guess.
With live musical guests, April 27th. Be there or get fucked.
That sounds nice. Podxploitation 2. Electric Boogaloo.
And we're coming back for part 2 of episode, what are we on? Episode 11, I said, which is very exciting. Sitting in with Matt Francis. Brandon is on his way, but he's not going to be on the show tonight because once he gets here, I'm going to be like, turn around, we're getting out of here. And then we're heading to a party where I have no alcohol to drink, so it's going to be shit. But So Matt Francis, of course, brought his guitar. Matt Francis is most famous for his acoustic duo, Weird with Cats, with Andrew Pomfret, a fellow radio enthusiast, I guess would be the term. So, Matt, I don't know what you're going to play, but have fun. Try it out, actually, to strum your guitar. Should work. I can turn on the guitar a bit, maybe. I'll try to adjust as we go, but for right now, you're listening to Matt Francis on the Fingerbang Radio Show. Take it away!
Never have much to say, just like any other day. I never have much to do, except sit and talk with you. I got no words, got nothing to say. No, really, this wasn't even a song about 4.5 minutes ago. I just sing because I just sing. I'm looking for running commentary here, Mitchell.
Guitar things. Guitar. Fun times. It's like a big violin or a small stand-up bass with 6 strings that I don't understand. It is hollow on the inside. That guitar is new. I was there when you brought it to school the first day you bought it. It is a Yamaha, which means quality.
It was made in Japan.
Ah, the
Made
Japanese.
in Japan.
Huh, more like the Japanesey. Know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Matt's gay.
Oh. Sometimes playing the same 3 chords over and over again can get really boring. But it's wooed women.
Yes.
I mean, not for me, but,
No.
you know, the Led Zeppelins.
Yeah. I think Led was always the hottest member of Led Zeppelin.
Kind of like Pink from Pink Floyd.
Yeah, yeah.
Good man, that
Yeah.
guy.
Isn't it weird that the guy's name is Aerosmith? What kind of name is Arrow? That's ridiculous.
He had very forward-thinking parents.
Yes, they did.
Now, things have gotten a little dark. You could probably open the blinds now.
Yeah, okay. Who's your favorite member of Nirvana? Mine is definitely Chad Kroeger.
He definitely changed music. Mitchell is opening the blinds. I didn't mean it.
Opening the blinds.
Opening the blinds. I'd like to effectively say that was the stupidest thing we've ever done.
Nah, good times.
Here on the Fingerbang Radio Show.
People get really mad, though. Like, they really do when you pretend that Chad Kroeger's a very, like, amazing guy. Like, I always say that. I'm like, Chad Kroeger from Nirvana is so badass. And people are like, fuck you!
People get way too invested. Excuse me, you're gonna hear me
In
moving
dead
the mic.
people.
You're gonna get people get way too invested in the fact that they actually think Kurt Cobain was an amazing musician.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm
He's a great guy, but...
I'm not discrediting his heroin addiction.
Yeah.
But, sorry to tell you, everybody, but he wasn't that awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He was cool. Don't get me wrong. Cool guy. But, I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, they were around for, 5 years?
Yeah.
They
Had
were
some good songs here and there. Good time altogether.
But to say that he was a genius...
That shit pisses me off.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Stupid.
I don't have time for that.
Stupid.
But,
We'll probably get you to play another one when we play off.
yeah,
You just do whatever.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, why don't I just play dramatic music as you talk us out?
Perfect.
Cool.
What are we talking about? Went out, took a break. We're saying something.
It was hilarious.
This is a part of the show where it always happens after take the break where it's like, yeah, we'll take a break and we'll come back. And then I get back, I'm like, we didn't plan on anything. We got nothing right now.
No. We had something. I was bitching about something. We took a break. And then we came back.
Are you, so you're going to a party tonight? Which I was invited to, but I can't go.
Please.
Yeah.
You're not wanted.
Oh, fuck. Now, really, the reason I'm not going is they're like, it's a kegger, it's $10. And I was like, I can go to a party for free with other people, so I'll go there.
It's apparently for a good cause. I'm not sure.
Oh, is it?
Apparently it's to raise money.
I thought the
for
money was
something,
just for the beer. Oh, okay. Well, then.
Well, I'll probably have to pay back for the beer first, and then...
I don't donate to charity because I was never in a case in my life where charity helped me. Sorry.
No.
I wasn't even in Timbits hockey. It's funded by pennies.
As long as they all have a good time and score as many touchdowns as they can.
Yeah, I love hockey, man. Those holes in ones are fucking astounding.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Just tie your cleats as tight as you can and just go out there and just...
Are you not, because I know you're not a sports guy. We make fun of that fact all the time, that we're not sports people at all.
And that we just...
you'll never hear hockey coverage on this show, ever.
Thank fuck.
That's in the contract with the ghosts of my house. Why aren't, like, is your dad a sports guy? Just yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'd say my dad's a sports
Does
guy.
he watch sports?
He watches playoff hockey.
Yeah.
He watches golf. I know.
So why didn't you do it? You didn't...
I was never pushed into sports.
Yeah, me neither.
You know, I played pickup hockey when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I was that kid who sat on the bench, you know?
Okay.
I just didn't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like, ever. I was more invested in the fucking Diet Coke and the cookies that they bought to give to the kids after the pickup hockey.
Yeah.
You know? And I played a bit of pickup hockey even in high school, just like a bit of fun, you know?
What's pickup hockey? Is that just like street hockey?
Yeah, street hockey, or you rent a rink for an afternoon or something, and you skate around, and no slap shots or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And you know, it was fun, but once again, I was invested in the case of beer that was in the locker room afterwards.
Yeah.
Which was, you know, fine, but I never just. You see people get so intense on sports, whether like they're watching it and they get pissed when their team doesn't win.
I just don't understand. Like, how do you have so much invested in people you don't know and they don't care about you? And it's like, especially in this day and age where it's like no NHL team is just like the Senators. I'm not talking about hockey right now. I'm just giving an example. Like the Ottawa Senators aren't made up of people from Ottawa. So really, you're cheering for a team that's not
captained by a Swedish guy.
And like there's a Russian guy over here and a guy from the States and maybe two guys from Canada. And it's like, I don't understand that mentality of like, I'm excited to cheer for a team that I claim represents my town, but it doesn't at all because it's made up of...
It's like, oh, cool, you put our town name in front of the Senators.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, the Senators was actually a really cool idea because before of all this corporation bullshit came in, the Scotiabank place was called the Palladium.
Nice.
You know, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But otherwise... I don't care. People are like, oh, the fucker just missed the net. I'm like, so? Sometimes you miss things.
Yeah, maybe he'll get another shot.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there and you're like, he passed to him. That was a bad idea, apparently. I don't...
What? Oh, so apparently he went over the blue line too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, when you pass a line faster than somebody else, it means you won.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just don't care. It's the same with anything. Like, if other people...
That's really my main point, though, is, like, I don't cheer for a hockey team. Because it's like, how can... Like, to me, it's like, okay, the Ottawa Senators are called the Ottawa Senators, and we live in Ottawa. I get that. But it's like, there's probably more people from here on another team than on this team. So wouldn't you cheer for the people who are from here? You know, like it's a weird idea where it's like, but I guess I must do things like that too, right? Where it's,
I don't know, but it just seems different to me. A hockey team should represent the town that it's in, and I find that none of them do. I'm not picking particularly on our NHL team.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's just
in general.
In general, it's such a pile of horse shit, and people just get so invested. If that's your bag, fine.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for you. You have something that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
Right on. We like talking about stupid shit and how we hate people.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's my sport.
That is our bag, so to speak. But I just don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
People people get all hyped up about the Super Bowl. I just wanted to see Madonna look old.
Yeah, me too. I was like, man, those commercials are hilarious. You see what Doritos did this year?
And you know what? I didn't even watch it live.
Yeah.
I watched them on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Like an hour later.
You're like, oh, maybe I should watch the halftime show. It's over. Pfft, bitch.
Whatever, I'll find it somewhere.
Yeah.
But that too, but with the sports, it's like, there's no consistency either. Like, I find it's like, I always thought, you know, it's like, okay, and I hate that I'm quoting hockey teams because some people who listen and are going to be like, I don't fucking care. But I'm just saying, okay, say like the LA Kings or whatever, right? To me, I've always thought of that team as like, oh, that's like a shitty team, right? They've never made playoff. And then there's other, like one year, it's like, no, they'll never make play. And then the next year, it's like, oh, they're doing so good this year. And it's like, there's no consistency. It's like the Ottawa.
Just like that change.
Yeah, it's like the Ottawa Senators one year will do excellent. And then another year, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, they suck," and it's like, It's like, why? How can you root for a team that's like
so changing?
They change up so much that it's like, what are you rooting? You're rooting for a logo. You're not rooting for a team.
Yeah.
The teams get switched around, and this guy's getting traded over here, and it's like, what are you a fan of?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Everybody loved Heatley.
Sure.
Until. Yeah, no, fuck. Hockey references.
Hockey reference.
I live with my father. Give me a break here. But everybody loved Heatley when he played for Ottawa until he asked to be traded. Turns out he was fucking another player's wife.
Sure.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that's
probably my favorite part of hockey.
That's the most interesting thing I've heard come out of hockey to me. Like, I really don't.
I would like to watch them have sex.
Mm-hmm.
I would. But, I don't know. To be that invested in something that doesn't actually give a fuck about you...
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe that's team sports too, because I can understand someone who's like a fan of golf, even though like I'm not a fan of the sport golf. I can see it from the perspective of oh, he's like my favorite player. He's from this place. I'm a fan of him. I like his style. I like what he's done. Let's follow his career. He's not on a team of people who are switching up and from play. It's like, okay, that's the guy. Same like with like extremes. Like if you watch skateboarding, like I can have my favorite skateboarder, and I can have my favorite like BMX rider, right? And I'm like, I like the style, I like the way he does things. But for hockey, I mean, maybe I don't.
You're
know
supporting a group of faceless people.
Of faceless people who get switched around to teams that have nothing to do with where they're from.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. The one golfer I can think of offhand is Tiger Woods, and the one professional skateboarder I can think of offhand is Tony Hawk.
Yeah. I think I know the best of the best from all the sports.
And if you put them together, they make Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger, which is a mediocre cereal brand meant to get kids healthy, but kids don't want Frosted Flakes.
I eat Frosted Flakes all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's not the best cereal.
It's covered in sugar. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know how they even tell people that shit's healthy, but
I really don't get sports. Like I know it sounds bad. Like people are like big fans. Like, oh, did you see that play? And it's like, not really. I didn't. It looks like everything else to me. I've watched hockey and I can enjoy it sometimes.
When there's a big hype, like Team Canada.
Team Canada is hockey I like. When Olympic hockey comes on and like Team Canada always does boss because it's like the women's team and the men's team are both like gold first place, right? Yeah. And it's exciting because it's like every member on the team is a Canadian.
And everybody you know in your entire country is rooting for them?
Everybody and their dog is sitting in front of the TV going like, I was yelling at the TV because it's fun. It's the best of the best playing.
And you can get drunk.
You can get drunk. It's your country playing and you just want to be like, oh my God, like, can you imagine if the States beat us? We'd look like idiots because we invented hockey, and you're just like upset like if that would happen.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't understand like someone who lives here And especially, like, even if you live here and you root for Ottawa, but what if you live here and you're like, go Vancouver, and it's like, really? Like, why are you rooting for that team
Yeah,
at
I know.
all? What does that have to do?
You know people who are like, Detroit's my team.
Yeah.
Have you ever lived in Detroit? No. Do you know anybody personally on the Detroit team?
No.
Do you like their jerseys?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Oh, yeah, I like the color scheme. I think it really is a costume contest. If you can pull out a really nice looking logo and, like, do good one year,
yeah,
you'd be doing great.
you're set forever.
You're set forever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I hate bringing it up. It's like, you know, like Toronto. When was the last time Toronto won anything? Like a million years ago, right?
Before my grandmother was bones.
But, like, isn't that the joke, right? Like, nobody cares. Isn't like Toronto sucks, and like, but they're still like avid Toronto fans, and to me, it's like, really, like.
But on the same page, you're like, really, what the fuck? Who could be a Toronto fan? But at least they're fucking consistent with their fandom.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
Instead of like
just jumping.
Ottawa seems fickle to me.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, it's true. I find everyone I know who's like a fan of Ottawa, like if you're a real Ottawa Senators fan, or like even just a real fan of your team,
yeah,
you will be with them in the worst of the worst and the best of the best. You can't just be like, I love the Sens, and then like they start losing, and all of a sudden you're like,
eat my dick, go LA Kings.
Yeah, you're like, LA Kings, bro. And it doesn't make sense. Or just to be like, yeah, they suck this year.
Yeah, but you also have bandwagon people, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Like the second, like people are like, oh, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, and then all of a sudden this one team starts winning, and they're like, oh, everybody else likes this team.
Yeah.
Oh, go Crosby.
Yeah.
Although
I don't know anything about the guy, and I don't really care.
No, I'm sure he's a great hockey player, but
yeah. To me, it's the same thing. I'm like, it's another faceless thing where it's like, I can't imagine like I would want to hang out with Crosby. He's probably, and like I don't know, but I'm saying like. He could be like the stupidest guy.
He's probably exactly like the hockey players in your high school.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? How old is he? He's probably what, like 23?
He's 20. Yeah,
right.
Guess,
he's like 23-year-old guy, got out of high school a couple years ago and plays hockey and is just really good at it. Doesn't change the fact he could be like just a retard. He's probably like a douchebag.
You know, but it's just like anything else. You know, I guess. We can say that all we want,
yeah.
But like I love Neil Young.
Yeah.
But maybe if I met him, he'd call me a cunt and slam the door in my face,
exactly.
and I'd be thoroughly upset.
Yeah, it's like anything, right?
People want to believe that their heroes are genuine people, but they might not.
I just can't I don't know. I mean, I'm just not a sports guy, so I'm not. To me, I sit there and I go, how can you be a fan of someone who plays a sport? But at the same time, like if that's something you grew up with and there's someone you've been watching for years. It's the same thing as you being like, man, imagine if I met Neil Young, or I'm like, imagine if I met whoever, like some actor, or like, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess it's anything. It's just to me, watching hockey, it's watching a faceless game, because I don't, like, if they're like number 33, I'm like, what does that mean?
Number 33 to number 52, up into the corner of the net. I'm like, which corner?
Yeah.
Is that where they keep the cookies? That's like,
how do they keep the cookies?
I always remember my friend saying that. Like he'd be like, "Put on all the goalie equipment. I'm gonna shoot pucks at you," and I'd be scared.
Yeah.
And he'd shoot it over my like shoulder, and he'd be like, "Right where Mama keeps the cookies."
Yeah. Where are the cookies, bro? Yeah, that's true.
I just don't care.
How is it corner? It's like rounded. I always thought the way they should do is like make you know that game Red Bull Crashed Ice. That downhill skating thing. I say make that hockey, so give them sticks and a puck and make them chase the puck. I was like, that would be a sport I would watch every day. That's the thing, like hockey to me, it's not extreme anymore. All the guys are like in perfect shape and like excellent, like even if their skills are off, they're all like really good shape and shit. But I want to see somewhere where someone can get so fucked up, like where it's like full contact beat. Like I say in hockey, slashing's allowed. Also, I'll take it to the next level. Put a fucking nail on the end of your stick. I want to see extreme shit where they're just like fucking murdering each other and there's like blood all over the ice, and then like Crosby's like, "Why God?" And he's like having Nom flashbacks in the middle of the ice and shit from like his friends.
Yeah, so when he's older and his kids go, "What was the NHL like, Dad?" He just starts to shake a lot.
The NHL. That was a good joke. But you know what I mean? That would be way more extreme. Or traps in the ice, just drops.
Mm-hmm.
You know, penalties. You're in like a alligator pit. I think alligator pits need to happen too. And you have to.
There's a hole in the ice just opens.
Yeah. And you have to jump or something. You gotta like attack the alligators with your fucking skate blade. Like, oh my God.
You know,
Oh God.
Wayne Gretzky is like giving you the downvote, like you will die. And he like
Wayne Gretzky.
because he is the king of hockey, I believe, from what I've heard from
I've
Canadian
heard great
folklore.
things about this Wayne Gretzky
I've
character.
actually met Walter Gretzky, his father.
I've heard he's an amazing
He's
guy.
awesome. He like I got my picture with him, and he held me for like 3 minutes because the lady was like having trouble working the camera. Me and my brother stand there. He's like hugging onto us, like smiling. It's awesome. Such a cool guy.
Nice.
Yeah. Like thing is, like I don't hate hockey. Like I'll watch hockey and enjoy it, but it's like I don't understand that major fans like
That
fan
fanboy
base.
shit.
Yeah, where it's like really like that's what you're freaking out about. I don't know. I guess same time I can like if someone tells me they're like I haven't seen The Matrix and I'm like when do I stab you in the heart?
You said that to me like one of the first times we ever spoke about the
Yeah,
Matrix.
that's true. Oh, well, you know what to do.
Oh, now you have me in your house. I'm
Yeah.
scared.
Oh, I just don't get it. I don't understand sports. I don't get really the appeal. I will watch sports and I will enjoy sports, but I don't understand like the being such a big fan of something that you have no relation to.
Absolutely.
Basketball is even worse when people are like, "Oh, I love the LA Kings," and it's like, okay, you have
The
no.
LA Kings. They're
Oh my god. Yeah, I just looked like a retard. I'm like talking like the Lakers, right? And like I'm like, really? Like there is nothing about the Lakers that has any relation to your life.
Yeah.
They're in LA. All the players are from the States. You don't. Oh, I can't stand it.
What led you to this team?
Yeah,
is
what-
what I want to know. Did
Yeah.
you just pull a name out of a
Were
hat?
you like? I like the. I love the contrast of the yellow and purple on their jerseys. So I'm gonna go with them. That is essentially what it has to come down to. I love watching basketball. I can actually watch basketball and really enjoy it. But like, and I'll have teams that I won't root for, but I'll say like they're better because you can tell they're better. But it's like I'm not a fan because it's like I have no relate. It's like when every fucking person in high school wore a Yankees hat.
Yeah.
Tell me in your life, when was the last time you sat down and were like, let's watch the Yankees on TV? And I guarantee 90% of the people wearing Yankees hats, like Yankee, like snapback, like flat hats with the sticker on, like you don't watch baseball ever. You know nothing of the Yankees.
Are
You
these
know
people
nothing of
having
baseball.
Yankees parties without me?
Yeah, are they? Because like,
I'm feeling pretty left
if
out
you
right
are,
now.
if you're like, I'll watch baseball. I will. If you're sitting down and be like, hey man, we're gonna watch the Yankees game, I'll be like, yeah, I'll sit and watch. But you aren't. You know nothing of the Yankees. Name one player on the team, yet you still wear that fucking hat because it's like a style thing. It's the same thing I think with the jerseys for basketball teams. Someone wants to wear a Celtics jersey.
Scotty Pimpin.
Yeah. They're like, oh, Scottie Pimpin's the bomb. It's like, why? Because he's like the best. Who are the people who are saying my favorite team player is some obscure guy? It's like, well, why? He must have not been that great.
Yeah.
If I've never heard of him.
He was never on Pros versus
Yeah.
Joes. Okay.
How can you be a fan of a golfer who isn't Tiger Woods? Do you know
I'm
what
only
I
a
mean?
fan of Tiger Woods because he's slept with ever so many women.
ever so many women. You know, and he's like the best at that game. So I can see why someone would be like,
He's not the best anymore.
No,
though.
I know, but like he's like, you know, recognized
He's the most
as being,
iconic
yeah.
golfer of the last whatever.
I think that's probably because he's like the only black golfer who's made it as far as he has.
Yeah.
I just don't get the person who's like, my favorite golfer's like Joe Blow over here.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? Because he couldn't be doing that good.
He's-
And what, you like the way he wears his Nike hat, do you?
You like the way how he never
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, his golf bag's so cool and his swing is really solid. I don't know.
It's really standard
Stop
swing.
watching sports. No, don't stop watching sports. Stop cheering for teams that have no relation to your life. Next time someone's like, I'm a big Toronto fan, I'm going to be like, why? Explain your thinking.
Are you from Toronto?
Are you from Toronto? And even if you are, do you know anyone on the team personally or have any of the people on Toronto actually from Toronto?
Why do you care?
Why do you care? That's my question.
Yeah.
But at the same time, someone will be like, why do you care about the Matrix so much?
You'll be like,
Well, that's bullshit. I'll be like, fuck you, it's the best.
because I'd take the red pill.
I'm just like, go Matrix! Yeah. Matrix is my favorite player.
Fanboying all over this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Next time I hear about sports, I'm going to freak out. I'm planning it.
Good.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're going to walk into school and people are going to be talking about sports. We're going to contribute nothing to the conversation.
And move on.
And we're just going to go outside.
Yeah.
You're like, you want to go to the calf? Well, we've been there 9 times today, but Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but if I have to hear anything about the Stanley Cup again, I will shoot myself. So let's go now. Yeah, I don't get it. I just can't do it. I don't care. If you're going to watch hockey, watch fucking Olympics and watch Canada go. And if you're watching the hockey games of people who, for teams that aren't Canada, that's even weirder. If you're like, go Sweden! It's like, you communist. It's a fucking red. Let's get them.
Yeah.
That's a weird one. Do you watch the Olympics every time it comes around? Do you watch summer or winter? What's your favorite?
I don't really have a particular favorite. I do watch both.
I watch them, yeah.
I don't sit down every day and I need to watch the pole vault.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I wonder what's going on in the pole vaulting world.
You know, and I don't get upset when they switch to something else.
Yeah.
But it's nice to support your country. You know, it's a cool thing to see and be like, okay, sure, because But I'm more wrapped up in how everybody else is doing it too. They're like, oh fuck. Oh my god, if he doesn't get down this fucking icy slope in like 2 seconds faster than this other motherfucker from Sweden, I might add, and that guy's a communist, we can't fucking go for him.
Yeah. That's another one though. It's like if you're a fan of hockey, that's pretty mainstream. But if you're like, holy shit, what's her name? The best pole vaulter in the world is up next.
Yeah,
it's like, are you really a fan of pole vaulting? Like,
but you know what I've noticed? Something that seems just as trivial as that, but gets so much attention at the Summer Olympics, is the 100-meter dash. So many...
The 100-meter dash?
Yeah, so many people, like Donovan Bailey, remember the Canadian who held the record?
Yeah.
Your cat's like, I know Donovan Bailey.
Yeah, cat's outside the door going, Donovan Bailey? Golden shoes? Yeah, I remember that guy.
That guy was amazing.
Yeah.
But that's one that always got really big, and I never knew why. It's like, okay, that guy runs a bit faster than everybody else. He must be taking great drugs.
Yeah.
You know? Somebody's clearly chasing him because I don't know why else he would run that fast. But
I can't. I'd say, like, if they put billiards, like 8-ball in the Olympics, I'd be so down.
It used to be an Olympic sport.
It should be.
It was for years and years and years. I also think it should all be done naked like they used to in Greece.
Yeah?
Because I'd watch that.
Yeah, me too.
I really would. I'd be
too.
like, like wrestling, for instance. It'd be like fucking free porn in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
God damn it, that would be fun.
I just, I don't understand the person who's like, I'm going to watch pole vaulting. It's like, really? Is that what you want to do with your Sunday afternoon? I don't know.
I want to watch somebody leap over this thing.
Just jump. It'll be great.
Maybe they feel like they're flying. Maybe all the pole vaulters are just really big stoners.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Not really. They're so lazy. They're like, you gotta go jump. It's like, into the big comfy bed. You got it. Just like, give me that pole. I'm in. Oh, look, guys, I got a pole. I'm smoking a pole.
Yeah. You know, one that's always really popular, too, is bobsledding. But that actually looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, at the same time, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, why do you care about this team? Like, who's like a bobsledding fan? And when has there ever been a time in your life when you watch bobsledding not at the Olympics? You ever realize that there's those sports like the ribbon in like gymnastics?
I don't think they even show that on the Olympics.
Do they broadcast that? Like, why is that? That's the only time. Even figure skating. I think I see figure skating on TV maybe once a year.
There's the World Championships.
Sure, they broadcasted. But it's like, I don't know. Again, I just don't follow the world of it. But it's like, wow, she did a quarter axel. I don't know what that means at all.
She did some fancy shit in the air.
Yeah, I just want to see a guy do a backflip while on skates, and I'm like, I'll give him the points. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, somebody who does something so conventional that people like you and me understand it.
Yeah,
that's the one I vote for.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't get it.
I remember a few years ago when there was that huge scandal about they had voted for the Russians even though the Canadians had done such a better job. Who are you to say that they didn't think the Russians did a better job?
Yeah.
99% of people in Canada are just like...
Actually, that's weird that you say that because I was watching that. Now, if anyone's listening doesn't have any idea what the hell we're talking about, there was this Russian team and some other team went up, whatever, and they give their scores. But I guess the scores were like, people were like, no way, that's like insanely unfair, and there was a big like scandal and stuff. But it's weird because I actually watched that one. But I was so young, I was like, I don't really give a shit. It all seemed the same to me.
Yeah, well, they're all spinning around a little bit. My parents always... When I was a kid, the only time there would be a TV when we were eating dinner was the Olympics.
Yeah?
My
family is big with watching TV and eating dinner. It's like...
Yeah,
all the time.
That was something... Now that I just, like... eat dinner with just my mom most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, we have the TV on, you know, fucking, if I'm watching The Simpsons or something and she's like, come and eat dinner, I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and the TV's on and we eat dinner and I watch The Simpsons and whatnot. But when I was a kid, that was just, that did not fly.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up actually because we got to find Brandon and then get out of here so I can get to this party on time because I got to meet Kara up at another bus stop and then we have to bus to Ian's house.
Sounds like a plan.
So, if you just tuned in, sorry, bro.
We're out of here.
You're listening to this. It should be up tomorrow, which is Saturday. It should be up. Hopefully, this would be like one of the first shows that's up on time, which would be nice. Thanks again for coming in. Really good. I was kind of in a pinch. Brandon dropped. Conrad couldn't come. I was like, I guess I'm
glad to know I'm your third choice, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that guy stinks up the whole room. So, thanks for coming. That was great. If you want more info about the show, make sure to join the Facebook group at the Fingerbang Radio Show on Facebook. Make sure, if you could, to go through, and there's like a ton of updates about Cake Talk Productions. If you could just give us a quick the more people we can get up in there liking it, the more word we can get out about stuff coming up. We have big plans for Cake Talk over the next little while.
But if you're the weird
If
kid,
you ate Hamburger Helper a lot as a child, just you don't know what Facebook is. You're probably still on MSN or MySpace or Pixo sites or something like that. Which I think we're going to get a Pixo site.
Really soon.
Yeah, really soon. You can catch us next Friday live at 7 p.m. Eastern on uStream. And on the 27th, we are doing Podxploitation 2 Electric Boogaloo. We're going to have Ian Mitchell, Conrad Coster, Matt Francis, and Andrew Pomfrey going to come by and play an acoustic set from their band Weird with Cats. And my friend Josh Gibson's going to come by and spin some electro house music for us during our breaks.
And you forgot your regular co-host, Brandon.
And of course, Brandon's going to be here. I guess. So that's going to be a great show. Mark your calendars, the 27th. But this Friday coming up, it's probably going to be Brandon. Maybe Conrad can stop by, or Ian or someone. I'll let you know. But it will be me and Brandon next week. So thanks for listening. It's been a great show. Matt, do you want to grab your guitar? Maybe play us off, or
you keep talking. Keep talking.
Keep talking. I can talk for days. I'm still talking right now. I'm just filling time. So thank you everyone for listening. It's been an excellent show. Matt, again, thanks for coming. It was awesome. Such a good time.
Happy to come.
We talked about sports far too much, and I apologize. I didn't mention scores or anything of the sort. I didn't like any of that. But thanks for coming. And do you want to do the harmonized goodbye, because we do it every show, and then you can just start playing.
Do I go low?
Yeah, you go low.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Get sued for this, I'm sorry. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Feel the beat right in my chest. I feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Matt Francis on the Fingerbang Radio Show. Thanks everybody for listening. It's been awesome. Thanks again.